What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel for the Friday weekly market watch. I'm here with Zach Stone, where every Monday and Friday we go over the Lorcana news, the meta trends, and the card prices. And boy, do we have some news to go over today. I want to start off with this announcement, per se, this post that Disney Lorcana made on Twitter, followed by their website. It says right here on their Twitter, as the first season of Disney Lorcana Challenge series nears to its end, we're reflecting on an incredible journey and looking ahead to what's next. Read our Site of Play article for more on past milestones and future plans. And this is where it gets really interesting, Zach Stone, Zach Stone, I hope you're doing good today, by the way. I'm just gonna skip this whole part right here and just get straight to the sauce, straight to the juicy part. Right here, it shows all the champions that are going to be attending the World's tournament, the World Tournament that's happening soon. We don't know when, they didn't say, but it said it's happening soon. People who qualified and people who also won DLCs here. And then in the Oceanic events, which was the DLC that just happened, we have Dinkan Pham, who is the champion of the Melbourne DLC, going to Worlds. And we don't see the second place player here listed. Instead, we see the third place player, Ben Simmons. Congratulations, Ben Simmons. You're going to Worlds through a pass down invite. We are not going to name the formerly second place, because I imagine he got disqualified, right? And yeah, so I feel like justice has been served. Zach, how do you feel about the removal of the alleged cheater from the tournament?
First and foremost, yeah, the announcement made today kind of shocked most of us. I woke up around the time, like it said 4 or 5 minutes ago when the article was posted. So it was around 6:40 of our time. And I saw this post and I was immediately like bewildered because I saw just a screenshot of Oceanic events and I almost thought somebody forged an image. Somebody made a fake. So I did my research. I looked it up on the website and I found this same thing we're looking at right now, and I was shocked, right? And even after that, we got some more news, and we found out that Jesse, the man who played in the challenge and made top 8, losing on stream, he was awarded a golden serialized Mickey Mouse for his performance, meaning that they considered that match, they reversed the winners of that match and kind of carried on as if that result doesn't apply, or any awards or anything qualification is passed down per se. I'm pretty sure prizing was given out in the moment, so those that placed in that day got their prizing, but as we're looking at, Jesse received something else additionally, and that's awesome. It's really good to hear. I know that came shortly after too, and it was really good to see this kind of reaction, and this response to feedback from the community was actually happening from this event.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. All of us were super excited for Jesse, super happy that he was awarded a golden Mickey. I would still like to see him and Lamb Chops get an invite to Worlds, but maybe that's asking for a little bit too much. But yeah, Disney Lorcana said they would respond. They would do an investigation. They said they wouldn't reveal details or the results of the investigation. That's honestly fine by me, and I think that should be fine by most people of the community. And I think this is great. I think this sets an amazing precedent, I think this sets an amazing precedent for the game. I'd like to think that this wasn't done just because there was an outcry from the community that said, hey, we want this person to be punished. I'd like to think that this was really done based off of an investigation, out of everything, not just that scenario, but, other occurrences that have happened with said player in the past and a bunch of other factors that went into it. There's a lot that we didn't necessarily know. A lot of stuff that other players involved in that tournament probably experienced, but aren't allowed to speak on. And if you guys want to learn more information about it, Podcana did a wonderful episode with Jesse. And they just uploaded it a couple hours ago. Go watch it so you can really hear a little bit more about Jesse's side of the story and about how he cannot talk about the investigation himself. So there's a lot of stuff we're never going to know about this, but as far as we can tell, the alleged cheater is no longer going to be playing in the World Tournament, which is amazing to me. Sounds great. And like I said, precedent wise, it's amazing because this whole rule sharking cheating thing, there's a lot of like gray area where people were trying to say that it was the judge's fault and that rule sharking isn't cheating because you're just applying the rules. But I'm here to say that rule sharking can be used as cheating. You are trying to manipulate the rules in your favor. You're trying to manipulate someone's lack of understanding of the game, either whether it be a judge or a player, to win unfairly. That is cheating. And I'm glad that it wasn't just the community that recognized it. It's the game that recognized it because I've played other TCGs where they, instead of acknowledging what's going on with these players, they tell the players, "Hush, hush. If you keep on saying this, we're gonna ban you instead." And Lorcana hasn't done that. You know what I mean? So I think at this point, we shall leave it as is. We're never gonna know if prizing was revoked or whatever. But let's celebrate these amazing players that are going to the World Tournament. Congratulations to everybody. Hopefully they release when the World Tournament is soon. And let's stop talking about the people who don't need to be in this game now, shall we? Yeah. So huge shout out to everybody and who was involved in everything because a lot of information, man, and a lot of content creators coming together to speak their mind. And now we have videos with Jesse. We just did a video with Din Kong, the champion of that day. We dropped that yesterday, so be sure to go watch that on the Lorcana Goons channel if you want to learn a little bit more about the winner's experience, right? But he was playing a Ruby Sapphire deck, a different kind of version, a McDuck Manor version, and these cold foils have been selling for now around $5+. A bunch of non-verified sellers have it for a little bit less than $3, but lowest verified is $3 and $1.27 shipping. Then it jumps to $3.99 with extra shipping, so it's about a $5 cold foil now, right, Zach?
I would say so. And this card is honestly very strong. A lot of decks are starting to include strategies to counter it. I think right now Rubiam throwing Maui and Crab back in without question, and there's still some talks into about Hideaway coming back into Sapphire decks. So yeah, this card is just a strong card. Din piloted an excellent deck, and as we talked about before, like there are so many cards in this deck that you can't really ink, you can't afford to ink. And he mentioned this as being one of them. So it's funny to see cold foils are going up to where they were. I remember having a lot, but people who were buying them out like after EU Continentals. I remember that was more common. But this is good to see.
Yeah, I think if you're playing a deck right now, you need to tell yourself what are my outs to McDuck Manor, because it is that important. I think a lot of people are on McDuck Manor, whether it be if you're playing the winning list or if you're playing a similar list still with Sisus and Ice Blocks. A lot of red blue is running McDuck Manor right now, even some Blurple decks. So cold foil brawls are going to be close to $5 today. Lowest verified is 324 with that extra $1.27 shipping by Max Legends. Then Enchanted Card Code 367 with extra shipping for your cold foil brawls, also being used in that Ruby Sapphire deck. Cold foil, non-foil typos are about $2 to $3 now. These have been going up ever since DK's victory. Check this out. And he even said in his video that he'd rather play typo on turn 2 most of the time than sale. So doesn't surprise me that these are going up. Lowest verified is going to be 125, then 174 with some extra shipping costs. That's almost $3 per typo if you get them online from some of these verified sellers. And cold foil typos are going to be listed for almost $10 again, going up a little bit. $8 is our lowest verified with extra shipping, $1.27. Then $8.99 with $1 shipping. That's basically $10 for your cold foil typos today, huh?
Yeah, no, this card is just a nice inclusion when every two drop ramp has just gotten better over time. First was one jump ahead, and then we had Tipo and Sail. This just adds like a body, and it's always been something to deal with or something to think about. Whenever I have had to play against Ruby Sapphire and they have a Tipo, because I always have to like remember that like Tipo and a Grammatala can remove a Daisy that's exerted, and there's lots of other things to consider. And I definitely make sure that I would get cold foil sooner than later because these have been slowly going up, and I don't see Tipo going out of the format at all. Same with Sale of the Azurite Sea. I know that we're looking at cold foils being around like $4 to $5. On top of that, being like a staple four of in red blue, and we're probably not seeing this card going away anytime soon. Yeah, we got verified sellers at $6, and there seems to be a handful of them from Galactic England. So shout outs to you for having 14 copies. So you get your cold foil sales while they're still $6, guys.
That's them deals. That's them deals right there if I've ever seen it. Yeah, these are cards that aren't gonna go away. I'm pretty sure like Tipo Sale Turn 2 is gonna be the play next format as well. It almost feels like there's not anything as good as that right now. Ruby Sapphire feels like one of the best decks. The ability to ramp like that, it's kind of unfair. Pirate's Life. This card has been shooting up in price as well. Is it just me or are there no cold foils available on TCG Player? Let me refresh this. Maybe my computer is tripping. There we go. My computer was not working. There you go. So cold foil. Pirates Lives. These are going to be tricky. Lowest verified is 875 by Slick Sales. They have 4 of them for you. That's shipping included, so around $9. That's a deal because the next one jumps up to 1062 with $1.27 shipping. They only have one. That's going to be by Big Dream Cards. Then next verified is $15 by RNJ. So about $15 to $16 is going to be what you have to pay for Pirates Life after these Slick Sales sell out. This is like the lowest I can find, less than $10, but they've been selling for more than $10. Market price average is like $10.50, and look at this recent sales: $12.99, $13.79, $14.24. This is like a $15 cold foil in my opinion. This is a good deal right here by Slick Sales. So if you want a playset of cold foil Pirates Life, maybe get them right there from that verified seller today. Not too shabby. We got to talk about Maui Half Shark. Din was talking about how Maui Half Shark is the heart of his deck, and he basically built his deck to abuse Maui Half Shark. And the idea is that you want to ramp into this as fast as possible, then you can control the game because that's unfair. Lowest verified is now $37.35, Zach, with the dollar shipping, almost $40 again. So if you missed out on getting your Maui Sharks for $30, they're getting close to $40 again because after that verified seller, $39.99 by Iron City Games. There's plenty of non-verifieds though, have them for $35+, but you're not paying less than $35 anymore for these cold foil Maui Sharks. For these non-foil Maui Sharks. Cold foils, check this out. Lowest verified is going to be all the way down here for a light played near mint. Actually, it's $50. Almost 55 again for a near mint cold foil Maui Shark. Zach, do you have a cold foil Maui Shark still?
Yeah, I do have my own that I have, and I recently bought a lot of red blue, as I mentioned in yesterday's video with DinCon, that due to him winning, I had a lot of people dump a lot of foil red blue stuff to me. So if you guys are in the Southern California area and you are in need of foiling out your red blue decks, you can visit me at Frankenson's Collectible Show in the City of Industry. I am located in what is called the Card Room, but you can always message me on my Instagram at Stonebrand Cards. We'll make sure to have it in the description below. And you can also find Kevin at the shops at Carlsbad on Ninja Exchange. And that's what time again? I've had a couple people with just different reasons that why they've sold it, but they're more like, yeah, I want to sell it because I have like other priorities they need to go do, or some stuff came up. But I just thought it was kind of like coincidental. I can see why people want to sell stuff. When stuff kind of goes up, it's kind of like a necessary knee-jerk reaction. But that might be a reason why. I know that these cards are going to move fast, and it's good to see that there's like very healthy prices in a lot of these cards.
Yep, I like to see it too. Remember, guys, the format changes in about a month, less than a month almost, because the new set's coming out very soon. But this is the last week for set championships, so if you're missing any cards, they're going to be kind of expensive right now, I feel. Calhoun's, these are selling for $10 right now. Card Crack has them lowest verified for $9.73. Very important card in the meta as well. Some were being listed for more than $10 at one point, and they're kind of close. They're kind of settling at this $10 mark though. It's looking like Sisu. Emboldened Warrior. The DK wasn't even playing the Sisu in his deck, but this deck's still very, very this card's still very, very popular in Ruby Sapphire, and it's selling for almost $30 now for the non-foil. Yeah, non-foil lowest verified is going to be $30.97, shipping included by Encore Collectibles for your Sisu Empowered sibling. These come in an enchanted rare too, so the cold foils are never that much more expensive. Look at this non-foil, non-verified cold foils. You can find them for around $33, $34 after shipping. Lowest verified is $36.50 though. These are going up in price a little bit as well. Ariel Spectacular Singer. Zach Stone, you're an Amber Steel enjoyer. These are shooting back up to around $4, almost $5. How do you feel about these?
Yeah, I'm curious because there's a lot of Amber Steel decks that are straying away from like singers in general. Some lists that are still playing Whole New World are not including her anymore, which is interesting. But I see this card still going to stand out in a lot of different Amber strategies. I know Amber Ruby Song is a potential possibility. There were some people piloting it at Continentals in their pods. And we don't know what's coming in the new set. Remember, this can just find any song. And if we start to find a bunch of good 5 cost songs coming in different color combinations, we can start to see Ariel be included in a lot of different decks and the different color combos, which I'd be happy to see. This is one of my favorite cards.
And as an Amber Steel enjoyer, I imagine one of your favorite cards is also Rapunzel, gifted with healing. These are selling for almost it's $55 almost is what it's looking like. Lowest verified is now 54.95. This is crazy to me because we've just been seeing these steadily climb from 40 to 50 and now 55 again. If you have been opening any Japanese or Chinese Lorcana, you can also pull those Rapunzels, but they're still pretty expensive because they're just hard to pull. Non-verified sellers have them for $50 with a little bit more shipping, but yeah, non-foil Rapunzels back at $55. Cold foil Rapunzels, lowest verified for a near mint, is going to be all the way down here at $76.99. Then the next one is $79.99 by PNC. These first chapter cards, man, it's looking like they're getting harder and harder to find in near mint.
You know, my stock is very healthy, I would say. I think there's at least a playset available that I have, if not maybe some more. There's a good amount of cards I've been recently able to get, and I'm, quite satisfied with the stock. So again, if there's anything you guys need, please let me know. I have a lot of enchanteds too, and I will take any of the staples, any of these awesome cards that we've discussed today. I would really love to trade you guys equal value. And if you guys are interested in any of the enchanteds, that's what I'm willing to do them for. So yeah, let me know. These Maui here were all enchanteds or something I want to talk about. We saw Din pilot this and play 4 copies in his deck, and this is a 200 and I would say $250 in enchanted right now. There's only a handful of sales or sellers that have some, but you got Underworld cards at 4 copies, so you can get your playset from a more than verified seller. I believe that is a hobby store with over 50,000 sales. So I feel very confident in that purchase. And always kind of remember, guys, that buy wisely, check the reviews of some sellers, and be very, very cautious. Enchanteds, I've heard some horror stories over TCG Player.
Yeah, I would definitely look at those reviews for some of the sellers. At least that's what I do when, especially if I'm buying something of this magnitude. But yeah, Maui Hero, it's all being used in the championship list. I feel like because people are playing McDuck Manners again, Maui just gets a little bit better, especially as a Ruby Amethyst enjoyer. Like I've just been playing 4 Maui again in my deck because there's no way I'm gonna lose to somebody playing like Manners on me, right? Maui's Fishhook, also kind of good. I feel like I've been testing it out again because Maui Fishhook plus Hero to all Maui, it just clears a manner. That was always really nice. So maybe consider adding Maui to your Ruby decks again. I know most of us were at least playing a couple, but I feel like people were taking out like copies of Maui, and now I'm back at 4. It just feels right. Just feels right to me. Super Goof, another enchanted rare. This was being used in the winning list. This one just shooting up over this weekend. Check this out. They were selling for close to $100 again. I even less at one point. I want to say close to like 89. Remember, Zach? These used to be like $40 at one point. Then they jumped up out of nowhere to less than 100, and now they're back up. Look at this, $150 for your enchanted Super Goof. 149.98 by Max Gaming. They have 3 of them for you if you need 3. Then Card Crack has them for 150 as well. Shout out you guys. Really awesome to see. And shout out DK for making the price go up on some of these enchanted rares because we were sleeping on Super Goof, I guess. But before we call it a day, we do want to let you guys know Arcasia's Island Booster Box. This is the next set 7 of Lorcana coming out. March 21st is the retail big box date, but I do believe we're going to get this on like the first weekend of March at the local game store level. So be prepared for that. Don't order the pre-orders because the prices tend to just plummet, for Lorcana, a sealed product and the singles. I'm really looking forward to this though, the gift box for the Arcasia's Island. This comes with 5 packs from 2 to 6, so no first chapter in this gift box that comes with the Lilo promo as well. So I'm pretty excited for this. I would like to think this is the beginning of the end of first chapter. You know what I mean? We're not getting first chapter in this product, and we're getting other, and this is cool. Like we're getting a variety box. I like this because the gift sets they're not really moving. I feel like I've never seen anybody buy any of those Costco gift sets, the recent ones, or any of the gift sets from the last 3 sets of Lorcana, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures I'm seeing people compare it to Pokemon. But yeah, this is something that I like a lot. And if this is going to be a continued theme coming from each of the sets, I'd like to see maybe some Big Hero 6 alternate art cards like a Go-Go Tamago or something like that. We can start using we start even getting like uncommons in alternate arts like Mr. Smee or Chernobog followers. Those are just cards that are just like included in four of in most like amethyst and steel decks. So why not give them their flowers?
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool cards too. Like they're goated cards, bro. Like they're so simple, but I would love like an alt art of Tipo or something like that. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
yeah, because we got the alt art
Or
for
Pete.
yeah. The Ursula Deceiver. When they put Ursula Deceiver in the D23 box, I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool because it's like cool. You could play a max rarity Ursula, and this is like a Ursula card that you play in almost every Emerald deck, and we just haven't seen that. Can you imagine an alt art Flavor Sham? Ooh, or an alt art Merlin Goat? Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited for this. I would like to see more of this product. Hopefully, Arcasia's Island surprises all of us with what they do with that set. I'm really am hoping for something a little different, just a little different, because like the textured legendary was cute, but like now what? Like now what, Lorcana? Like like unfortunately you said the magic words, Zach. Like you said Pokemon. We have to compare it to Pokemon. I hate comparing it to Pokemon, two entirely different games, but we work in the industry and we see it. Like we see it right there, like the big dynamic and the difference of a collectability or even just appeal to something like children who want to open packs and they're not pulling shiny cards, right? I do want to talk about the Mickey Mouse Playmat. These are selling for way cheaper on TCG Player. These were selling for more than $100 for the longest time because this is a first chapter Playmat, the Steamboat Willie Mickey Playmat. But check this out. Now there's a bunch of listings here for $40 basically. 39.17 shipping included, $25 plus 15 shipping, 39.99. You can find this playmat now for $40. I actually shout out Collectible Exchange, shout out Rob. I was there picking up some Japanese Lorcana for the booth, and he had some of these list there on the shelf list for $40. And I told him, why are these $40? Aren't these from the first chapter? Like, what happened? Why am I seeing these listed? And he told me, you know what? Stores were able to order them again out of nowhere. So yeah, if you're holding any playmats for Lorcana, long-term value-wise, they could just print them out, I guess. It's kind of crazy, right, Zach?
Yeah, it's a little scary. There are some playmats that I've had myself. And it's hard to want to hold on to a lot. I don't think I'm really gonna keep any unless I like them now. But it's good to see that there's a more healthy distribution of certain merchandise. I know a lot of different people feel, there's a difference of opinion there. There's some people that like it, some people that don't. My question is to everyone that's watching: how do you guys feel about these recent restock and reprints of this playmat? And if you wanted to see another playmat reprinted, which one would you guys want to see? Because I always can attest. I haven't gotten my hands on my own Winnie the Pooh one. My girlfriend has one, but I never got one for myself. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that this kind of got a reprint, but I'm also hoping they don't reprint like the Maleficent mat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I think a cool one would be cool. I think a cool one would be to see more Tinkerbell mats. I think the Tinkerbell mat is very popular. I really haven't seen those anymore, at least in Southern California after that wave that they had at Disneyland and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see what happens with this. Like I said, collectors, if you have some of these playmats, at your own risk at this point. I hope you didn't take too much of a neg on this Mickey Mouse playmat, though. But that's going to be all for this week's Market Watch. My Lorcana Goons. Huge shout out again to all of our world's competitors. Congratulations to Jesse for earning your well-deserved golden Mickey Mouse. Yes, and then go check out the episode of Podcana to hear their stories. And let me know what you guys think about this overall post from Disney Lorcana talking about looking back at the year of competitive play. Before we call it a day, Zach, what's your overall opinion on the first year of competitive Lorcana play, and like what do you think they're trying to do with this post, and what would you like to see?
My opinion is that this year was great, and I'm sure it's been very successful, both for the tournament organizer side and for Ravensburger side. However, my thoughts on the post now kind of make me feel like there are some things that they are waiting to make announcements on. they could have a lot of their ideas already solidified on what they want to do, but they might need to have approval from different and other parties. However, there's a lot more transparency now than there was the other day. This is a very helpful, and they can't give us any exact information, but they wanted to at least acknowledge that they know people are waiting for it, and they're looking forward to sharing it when they can. And I think that's the best that they can do. Sure, if they can do better, I am curious to see if there's anyone that knows or believes that there's something a different different way to do it. But I believe there's some blockades, and as a business, as a corporation this large dealing with an IP this big, there's a lot of things that they have in place. So with all that being said, I'm really looking forward to the next season of Lorcana and hoping that it can really bring us an exciting new way to play, or just some awesome turnouts that I'm hoping that'll exceed what we've already had, and I'm looking forward to it, Kevin.
Very well said, Zach. Yeah, me too. I cannot get enough. I'm fiending for the next round of DLCs. I can't wait to see what the World Tournament's gonna hold. It's been an interesting year. You know what I mean? I sometimes feel like when they made this game, the Ravensburger, Lorcana, whoever, it almost felt like they bit off more than they can chew. It was kind of like, oh, we didn't realize you guys wanted this game to be taken serious. And then they rolled out the set championship stuff. They rolled out the DLCs, and for it being the first year, I'm pretty impressed. There was a lot of problems. I will admit we have to talk about there's a lot of issues, but from what I'm reading and from what they're telling us, it sounds like they're gonna fix these problems. And if this was the start, if this was a start of DLCs, this was the bottom, the base level, then I can only imagine how much better it's gonna get. Because even from the first year, I've had such amazing experiences, life-changing experiences, better experiences than I've had at other high premier level card game events. And I do feel like the Team Lorcana, they're trying. Ravensburger now realizes that this is a multi-billion-dollar card game industry that they're becoming a part of, and they have to compete with these other well-known card games, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, all One Piece, all these games. We're all in the same industry, and they're setting a standard, which I think is amazing. They're setting a new standard of not only listening to us when it comes to things of this magnitude, but also just listening to us in terms of what we need as a community, whether it be more tournaments, whether it be specific rarities of cards and stuff like that. But I can't wait to see what the World Tournament has to offer. Huge congratulations to all the World's competitors once again. We're gonna get a World's date very, very soon, but until then, my Lorcana Goons, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you Goons next time.